Hello and welcome to another Sportscast with Sport Manitoba. Sam Cortes. Sam, thank you for joining me this fine, beautiful May day. How have you been keeping this past 30 days since the last time we chatted?
Yeah, it's been going good, I think, overall. Just going day by day and month by month at this point, but healthy and doing well, so that's good. How are you?
Good. I'm very good. Doing the same, keeping my distances, but maintaining a healthy lifestyle, which is very important amongst everything that's kind of been shutting down. But just to give a quick update before we get started, the Sport for Life building is still somewhat closed except for the clinic, correct?
Yeah, actually, we've started the process of reopening some parts of the facility. So right now we have some of the offices open on a restricted basis. So, not everyone can be there at once. There's a schedule to make sure that we can maintain those social distancing guidelines. Yeah, and then the Sport Manitoba Clinic, there's a few services that are available right now. The print hub and the parkade is open, but everything else, like the performance center, the fitness center, the Hall of Fame, all the courts, those are still closed.
Okay, so keep up to date Sport Manitoba website for the latest updates on what's opening and what's closing. And if you have to get in contact with an association, still the best thing by phone or email before you decide to drive down and pay them a visit, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Info@sportmanitoba.ca if you have any questions, or visit our website. Yeah.
Awesome. Sportmanitoba.ca. There it is. Let's get on with the tips and the demos to stay active at home. There's a lot of different, clubs, gyms, associations. What is Sport Manitoba doing to help its members, as well as looking for that added bit of information?
Yeah, so there's lots of great resources that Sport Manitoba Performance is putting out there. We chatted about that last month, and they're continuing to provide that. So the latest workout for May is now out. So they have the monthly workout they did April, and now May is now available for everyone to try out. So there's 3 new workouts that involve minimal equipment, and there's, again, video demonstrations to go with every single one. They also have their weekly challenges every Wednesday. This week was Playground Paradise, so you can take the workout anywhere to an outdoor field or park. Today is a little bit rainy, but looks like the weather's going to look up pretty soon. So
yeah.
And they're also doing Mobility Mondays on Instagram and Twitter, social media. So they're just little video demonstrations of a quick exercise. This week focused on the hip joint, and Jeff, our sport performance specialist, demonstrated that on how to do it properly. And since they're not able to open the performance center right now and train, our sport performance specialists are able to run outdoor sports camps under provincial guidelines, of course, maintaining social distancing, smaller group sizes, disinfecting everything. So they just recently started working with some athletes in an outdoor speed camp. And so they're working on speed, power, agility, all that stuff outdoors. So slowly we're adapting to the new normal and working to find safe ways to help athletes and the public continue their training.
That's fantastic news, and even for not just the athletes, but also just everybody just needs to get out and be active on a consistent daily basis. And it becomes monotonous at times doing the same thing over and over, and that's why it's great to have these, Mobility Mondays and the Challenge Wednesdays, which is great. So it's great to see that the Sport Manitoba group is continuing to do so. And again, those can all be found on the website sportmanitoba.ca, correct?
Exactly. And for Sport Manitoba Fitness, they're also doing a lot of great content that they're putting out there. There's a new blog out right now for anyone who's feeling like they need to change up their at-home workout routine or kind of re-energize it, because we've been staying at home for a while now. So that's at sportmanitoba.ca. They're also doing a Technique Tuesday on social media as well, so featuring basic things like push-ups on how to do proper positioning, all that kind of stuff. And of course, they're continuing their Instagram live classes on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and that's at noon. So at Sport Manitoba on Instagram. And I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but there's now virtual personal training available. So you can continue to try out working out with a trainer from home. There's a really good video on our website to get an idea of what to expect for someone who wants to do virtual personal training. So there's that as well.
That's awesome. So nothing's really planned for Thursdays. It's still going to be like a throwback Thursday where you see random pictures of Arnie Schwarzenegger lifting, or just going to leave that one alone right now?
Yeah, the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for the live classes. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Good to hear. We also still see Sport Manitoba is working with their podcast. What is the Sport Manitoba podcast for this month?
So this month, the latest one, we have 17 episodes now. So even, taking a look back on what we've previously had is a really good time right now to put on a podcast. There's a lot of great local sports stories and some really valuable information. But the latest one is sport performance specialist Jeff and Neil and Julia from the fitness center, our manager there. They have advice on at-home activities. So definitely the Sport Manitoba podcast. It's there waiting for you to listen to. There's lots of good content and definitely some stuff that you could put into practice right now. So
that's awesome. And we still have this coming out, like you said, 17 episodes already. They're all archived. Great, fun conversations as well. Not just all about exercise, but just, sports and just mentality and everything like that, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Perfect. So we've been a little bit monotonous. We've been home almost for 60 days, Sam, and we do have some good news on the horizon, especially when it comes to Niagara Falls, Ontario 2021. Let's talk quickly about the mission staff and what's required from people that are interested in that and how do they apply?
Yeah, so like you said, the 2021 Canada Summer Games are coming up. So planning is well underway at this point. And so right now we're looking at recruiting volunteer mission staff to support Team Manitoba throughout their whole games journey. So each individual sport team within Team Manitoba has their own mission staff person. And these people we're looking for good communicators and people who can dedicate a commitment. I believe it's 11 months to help prepare for that journey at the games. And so we're now accepting the applications for the mission staff. The deadline to apply is May 29th. And that application you can find at sportmanitoba.ca/careers. We also have a really good blog on our website that if you want to read more about why volunteering as mission staff is really rewarding and it's a great experience. So there's more details there, so you can definitely check that out, manitoba.ca.
Niagara Falls is a beautiful place. If you've never been,
I've never been, but it looks beautiful.
It's an amazing, beautiful geographical landscape that a lot of people, everybody should visit. And by helping out the province and being one of these volunteers is a great way to potentially see one of the beautiful spots in our great nation. Yeah,
exactly. There's so much to take in, right? And you're being a part of the team. You get to be a part of the atmosphere and the environment with the athletes and the people who come to watch. And I've never been, but it sounds like a really amazing experience.
Sam, I'm going to put you on the spot. Roughly how many people are required for the mission staff amongst the entire group from Manitoba?
That I'm actually not sure, but there's different parts within the mission staff that make up the team of the mission staff. But for right now, I'm not exactly sure on the exact number on the amount of applicants.
Okay.
Positions.
Another question would put you on the spot. Sorry to do this to you, Sam, but when it comes to applying, can you designate yourself for a certain sport, or is it something that Sport Manitoba will designate you to that sport? For example, let's say I'm really interested in being a part of the baseball team or being a part of just the overall nutrition side of things. Is there a part of that application that allows me to emphasize some special direction I may want to be a part of?
I don't believe that there is that option. I think that you could probably indicate that you would like to be a part of a specific sport. Whether or not you'd be guaranteed that, I'm not 100% sure. But again, I would have to take a deeper look into to what that would entail. So
the applications are due May 29th, so a couple weeks time to get those to you. And of course, a great initiative. And of course, it's always great to start planning for that. And we hope that those summer games won't be affected once this isolation thing is finally said and done. Last but not least on our topics of discussion coming up, May 23rd on Instagram, you'd mentioned to me another talk with the doc. What's the topic of discussion coming up next week?
So basically, it's just an opportunity to jump on. It's Instagram Live at 11 a.m. on the 23rd, and it's just questions as they come. It's an informal sort of relaxed environment for people to hop on Instagram and ask our physician, Dr. Sawa, your health-related questions. So it's pretty open at this point and on topics.
Perfect. So it's a pretty much like a general topic of discussion, everything from shoes to cardio health to you name it. He'll probably be able to answer, correct?
Yeah, she can just answer the questions as they come in, and it's at 11 a.m. so it's open to everyone.
That's an excellent resource to have as well, because I'm sure a lot of people are maybe facing some different times, but also some questions they may not have faced in the past, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. So we hit on the stuff about being active at home. We talked about the podcast. We got Niagara Falls on the agenda, the talk with the doc. Sam, what are you missing most about not being in the office, being around friends, or just missing overall live sports if you're one of those guys, people?
Yeah, I think, I mean, all of those things combined, right? You never realize how much we are social until we can't necessarily be in the ways that we normally would. So having those face-to-face interactions and talking about, the topics of the day and things going on in the world, that is something that I miss for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Sam, I'm glad you took the time out of your day today to do this with me. Really appreciate it. Look forward to talking with you next month and seeing what's going to come about, perhaps with maybe another release or an opportunity for more people to become more social come the beginning of the summer. Sam Cortes with Sport Manitoba. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I'll look forward to talking to you next month. Thanks, Sam.
Sounds good.